Hello and welcome to the exciting conclusion to our Outer Worlds playthrough, where we're going to be taking on the mechanical warden of this prison and then breaking out Phineas Wells. So to do that, I'm probably going to start off with some consumables. Repair everything first. Just make sure we're in good shape. So this is probably going to be a tough fight against that robot. Let's see, what'll help us here? We don't really need things that'll enhance our speech. We need more combat-related items. I don't think there's a limit on how many we can take at once. It's just they kind of run out after a certain period of time. So we want to take some now, start the fight. As they run out, start to take more. And then hopefully we'll be able to take down this final boss. I'm not sure how difficult it's going to be, but... weak spot damage. Base health up. Now I wonder if I take them multiple if they stack. Harmful status down by 50%. Alright, let's start this fight. Whoa! Okay, it has a charging attack. But it seems to have a cooldown after that charging attack. It also does a lot of damage with this gun. We're gonna have to heal. Gonna have to be careful around this thing because it can charge us as well as shoot us. Oh crap, it's attacking our companions. I don't think we can shoot it through that window. I just don't want to get stuck in that room with it because we can't avoid its charge. Wish it would leave them alone and come back out here. Definitely gonna put them down before it attacks us. Let's just reload our consumables that have worn off. I think this will be the last big battle, so we might as well just use up whatever we have at this point. Now that's doing some damage, but now we have no companions left. Oh, he almost hit us with that. I don't want to know what kind of damage that attack does. Why are we suddenly encumbered? Our carry weight went down by like 20. Well, let's take some consumables. That'll lower our weight a bit and hopefully give us some extra damage and health. It looks like we have 54 inhalers left. Collected a lot of those, so as long as we can avoid getting killed, we can kind of hide and heal. We're just gonna have to be strategic here. Okay. How can we get behind this thing? Okay, so we gotta avoid his charge and then shoot him in the back. That's how it seems anyway. So it's hard to hit him from the front with that shield up. Get him to come around the corner and charge us and then get out of the way, I guess. On. That cooldown doesn't last super long. It would be kind of helpful if we could run. Kind of like to get our carry weight down by like 6 pounds. Well, we're not going to need a lot of these. We might as well just destroy a bunch of them. Okay, we're moving again. Oh, he didn't make it around the corner. There, did a little bit more damage. Oh, don't shoot us. Need you to charge and miss. There we go, we did some more damage. Just keep using this pillar to block him. Just fighting him head on with that gun is useless. Oh, he hit us somehow with that. Oh, we're in trouble. Oh, not good. We managed to tank the damage, but why is our carry weight now 130? How is he lowering our carry weight? We're basically gonna have to figure out how to beat him while encumbered, I guess. I don't know if we can lower our carry weight that much more. 17 more pounds. I wish we had an item that would like increase our carry weight somehow. Because we're in much better shape when we're able to run away from them. Just like eating anything at this point. Luckily, lots of inhalers left. If we're careful, we should be able to win this. I say that as we get hit again. Okay, his gun does more damage than anything, so we don't want to fight him head on. Come on, charge and miss. Oh, he didn't make it around the corner that time. It's a little bit of damage. Just keep reloading so when we get a good moment, we can really use a lot of bullets on him. Come on, stop shooting and charge. So close to being dead. Come on, he has no health left. We've got this. Just one more charge. Oh, how is he not dead? Let's try try our bolter pistol.
Come on, you have nothing left. Oh, we got him. Boss down. That gives us the key, and our companions are up, so now we just gotta go break out Phineas Wells. That was a crazy fight. I'm like a little shaken by it. We're still encumbered, but I don't think it matters at this point. Set up a save just so we can not have to do that again. That was a big fight. Really? No conversation? She's just gonna attack us? She's not even strong. It's still sealed. Oh, there we go. Alright, we did it.
You don't know how glad I am to see you. You did the right thing. Akande was a monster. Her death was much deserved, and long overdue. And you lunatic, you broke into the board's own fortress just to rescue one doddering old man. You are absolutely out of your mind, and I can't begin to thank you enough.
It wasn't exactly easy getting in here.
What? Break into the most heavily guarded facility in the most hostile world in Halcyon? No, I have absolutely no idea how you did it. You're a goddamn miracle worker. You've broken the board's stranglehold on this colony, and you saved my life. But there's still so much we have yet to accomplish. You and I are going to have to work harder than ever to save Halcyon. I'm afraid the situation is far worse than any of us ever anticipated.
I don't like the sound of that.
Earth has gone dark. We haven't received a single message in 3 years. There's been no communication, no signals, nothing. 2 years ago, the Earth's Directorate's frigate disappeared on their way back to Earth. We don't know what they discovered when they arrived, or if they arrived at all.
So we've got to make do on our own. Seems to me that'll make us stronger in the end anyhow.
You're quite right. We've got no choice but to make do on our own.
You mean we're all alone out here? Really alone?
I'm afraid so, Miss Holcomb. Halcyon is the only home we have left. Returning to Earth is no longer an option. We're in serious trouble, my friend. Do you know what this means for Halcyon? We can't rely on Earth for support anymore. We've been cut loose. We're entirely on our own.
Well, we got a lot of work to do.
Yes, we do. You've done a marvelous thing. You've succeeded where anyone else would have failed, including me. We must begin the revival process immediately, starting with the Hope's brightest minds, and then we're going to fix this damn colony, one problem at a time. We're going to need a leader, and I can't imagine a better person for the job than you. What do you say, old friend? Will you help us?
I guess we're gonna have to. Everyone else seems kinda useless.
You won't hear a word of disagreement from me. When I revived you, I thought we were going to save this colony all by ourselves, but I was wrong. We can't save Halcyon on our own. We're all going to have to pull together, somehow. We are not a colony anymore. Our last connection to Earth has been severed. I don't know if we'll survive, but we're going to have to try our best.
Alright, that was it.
The
Now the
OSI
ending.
teaches that everything in the universe happens according to the grand plan. But the stranger that arrived in Halcyon was an unplanned variable. From the moment he landed in Emerald Vale, his actions altered the course of history. The events on Tartarus brought about the end of the board's authority. But the board's mistakes would haunt the colony for decades to come. The damage they left behind would require the work of a generation to repair. Dr. Phineas Wells began reviving a handful of the Hope's colonists. Engineers, scientists, technicians, and intellectuals. They were among the brightest minds the Earth had ever sent out into the stars.
Nice, we saved
The
some.
Hope scientists and engineers woke up in a colony descending headlong into total collapse. With no way to return to Earth, they had no choice but to band together and devote themselves to the cause of saving Halcyon. The people of Halcyon were nothing if not hardy. In the absence of the board's authority, many of the colony's settlements banded together with a single purpose in mind: survival. Life was especially hard in the years to come. Some towns dissolved by attrition and starvation, but most of them found a way to carry on. In the years to come, Halcyon was forced to reckon with its newfound freedom. The board was gone, and for better or worse, the colony was responsible for its own destiny. Left unchecked, the war on Monarch consumed both MSI and the Iconoclasts. And when the sulfur cloud settled, only stragglers from both factions remained. Some found their way to Sublight, some to Terra 2, and some lived their final years fighting for food in the wilderness. In the end, only the beasts remained.
Ah, that
In
sucks.
the end, after years of struggling against its own obsolescence, Edgewater lost a battle of attrition to plague, marauder attacks, and desertion. Edgewater was never visited by another stranger, with the exception of a small party of marauders who raided what was left of its cantina.
So really, we didn't save either
Julie
planet.
Tennyson fought to protect the Groundbreakers' independence. While the board's influence faded, mechanical difficulties forced her to rely on parts that only corporations could provide. The cost was high, and time would tell if Junlei could balance the work with her aspirations for a better future. The rediscovery of the Hope and the abandonment of the lifetime employment program forced Byzantium to come to terms with some uncomfortable realities about the state of Halcyon. While Byzantines were reluctant to surrender the luxuries they'd grown accustomed to, the board's diminished authority gave them little choice in the matter. Nearly everyone had to learn to make do with less. Some even had to get jobs. It was a dark time indeed. Though Parvati eventually grew comfortable aboard the Unreliable, she never quite came out of her shell. And she often wished aloud that her dad was still alive to teach her about the finer points of starship care and maintenance. While the colony fell into chaos, she found an island of relative peace with Ada, and they formed an unusual bond. She decided to remain aboard the Unreliable permanently as its chief and sole engineer. As hard as she tried to drink them away, Nyoka's memories eventually overcame her. Traveling with the crew served as a constant reminder of the family she'd lost, and so she eventually returned to Monarch to get back to what she found most comfortable: the deep end of a bottle and the far end of a trail. Few have seen her since, but travelers often swear they hear her and her machine gun in the night, screaming swears and spitting bullets. Before his untimely death, Captain Alex Hawthorne had plans to restore and modify, for combat purposes, a sanitation and maintenance automechanical that he'd found in a state of disrepair in Emerald Vale's scrapyard. That unit remains broken down and forgotten, in the Unreliable supply closet to this day.
Yeah, we never fixed that
Minister
thing.
Clark was released from house arrest, and his contact with you gave him a sense of renewed purpose and vigor. Once it became clear that no help would be coming from Earth, he threw his considerable efforts and talents into helping Halcyon manage the crisis before it. As for Dr. Phineas Wells, he spent his remaining years in his orbital lab. Though he was always haunted by the failures of his past, he was determined to make things right by building toward the future. Dr. Wells was able to revive many more scientists and engineers than he first expected, thanks to the additional batch of chemicals you stole from the Ministry. Wells never forgot about the human lives that were lost in acquiring these chemicals. The revival project was hard and painful work, but in the end, despite limited resources, over half the Hope's colonists were successfully revived. Even after Wells passed away, the Hope scientists and engineers worked night and day to pull Halcyon from the brink of collapse. Their efforts continue to this day, which may be reason enough for optimism. Dr. Wells laid the groundwork for the project to save the colony, but he would never live to see the fruits of his labor. He passed away a few years later. His work was carried on by the scientists and engineers he revived.
Well, at least
Life
some
will never
good
be the
came out
same
of
in
it.
Halcyon. It is widely agreed that the colony has a chance of stabilizing within a generation, owing to the hard work and determination of the surviving colonists. Recovery is a distant goal, and the path is long and uncertain. But the people of Halcyon carry on, determined as ever. And what about you, the unplanned variable in the history of Halcyon? You brought an end to the chaos on Tartarus, and proved yourself the most capable leader left in the colony. You administered the colony in your own image. With the old power of the board destroyed, a new government of Halcyon rose with you at its center. With your steady hand, you guided Halcyon through the turbulent years that were to follow, and helped ensure the survival of the colony until the end of your days. No one knows what's happened to Earth, and no one knows what the future has in store for Halcyon. All we know for certain is this: the name of the Unreliable and that of its intrepid captain will remain the subject of countless stories for years to come.
I guess we'll find out in the sequel what happens. Should be out later this year, and I'll definitely be doing a playthrough of it when it does come out. But thanks to anyone who's made it this far on our playthrough and seen the end of this video. I hope you'll come back and see our next playthrough on the channel. And as always, thanks for watching our video. Bye for now.